You are watching the Capital City Sports Network on SGTV.
Hickman. Toward the near corner they go. Battle for it on the board ensues. Aaron Beaver now on down, 3-on-2 in favor of South Carolina in terms of this puck battle. UCF gloves it down. That's going to be Alec Paulum, sent off toward the blue line. Now coming on around and taking it for a second. Now coming on along, this is Cranis hustling forward. Down on the boards here, Aaron Beaver. Beaver working his way up, quick backhand shot, ends up getting popped off the near post and behind the net. Coming on out, 6.5 minutes home. And now sending on down behind the goaltender. UCF will once again try to bring it out. 13:22 to go here. Period number one, huge hit leveled there by the Gamecocks. Jacob Tengi, who else? Headhunting there on Shane O'Donnell. Gamecocks in the far corner trying to center. And now UCF going to bring it out. Thought they had numbers for a minute, instead they don't, but this is O'Donnell. Quick shot in, missed by the glove of Lombardi, but it ended up over the net. Now UCF trying to come back out, and Lombardi covered. That was dangerously close to breaking through.
Yeah, Brett, you see UCF, they may get stuck in their defensive zone sometimes. They are very fast skaters, and they get on the counter very quickly. So this Gamecocks defense and this team as a whole is going to have to watch out for UCF. Those counters are coming really fast, and something really you got to watch out for.
That they are, and the Gamecocks have done a nice job adjusting thus far, making plays kind of on the far end of the break, and then also sometimes after a couple good passes, they found the puck as they do there, winning this defensive zone face-off. Done a good job of taking a little bit of the pressure off Bobby Lombardi. Coach Sirois was telling us before the game, Lombardi's been a rock for them lately. And the battle for goaltender, we'll get back to that. Here's UCF again with this counter, hustling forward 2-on-2, try to pass it to himself, did Lucas Goders, but instead the Gamecocks will win it and send on a cross. This is Pizzo battling for it with O'Donnell. O'Donnell with a no-angle shot, and it almost got in there. Lombardi ended up blocking it with one pad and holding it with the glove. And as I was saying a second ago, Robert, Lombardi battled with Bailey Spraggins for the starting position. Both of them coming in freshmen this year. Lombardi has won it. Coach Sirois is very happy with what he's seeing from his young netminder.
Yeah, Lombardi's playing really well. You saw just one of those underrated plays with him just catching, stopping the puck. It was going over the net. No way it would have gone in, but just caught the puck. So definitely very solid. We've seen some plays here where he's made some mistakes, but he's still made up for it. And I love his glove hand. It's very fast and really good. That's what you need out of your goalkeeper.
And like you said earlier, with that jumping up and snagging, he has a lot of good puck awareness in terms of where he's got to go, making some unconventional type saves sometimes. This face-off taking Goders almost with it here. UCF puck is up in the air and couldn't knock it down. Zalek was trying to. Goes over into the corner. It's battled around for a moment. Dave Cochran and taken by Tengi. Tengi comes out, runs into a little bit of trouble. The Gamecocks little tic-tac-toe motion, get out of there. Still trying to get it out of the zone, and eventually they will. UCF retreats. You can hear the fans loud and proud, glad to be back at the Plex. Oh my goodness, what a little fancy foot move by Zanicki. He was about to get drilled and then just sidestepped Grayson Curry. Curry with the puck now here, coming across the blue line, lays it on back. Quick shot on the wrister from Cranis, and it blocked away by Sharp. UCF takes it in the far corner. About even in terms of chances tonight. Both teams have had their opportunities. Tengi, it was blocked up in front by one Knight. Now the Gamecocks going on a cross, quick no-angle shot, and Sharp is right there with the glove to make the save.
Yeah, and Brett, I remember it's been a while since we've seen the Gamecocks play, but Cranis' name keeps popping up. Young freshman, not the biggest guy out there, but a solid skater, and just makes those all-around good plays. And with Schneider out, you need one of these guys to step up, and it's nice to see one of the freshmen starting to take up spot for that.
Yeah, it's a young team certainly for the Gamecocks. They do have a couple of veteran leaders, but big turnover from last year, so good to see some of the younger guys taking the steps that they need to have success early in their career. And this one will be in the neutral zone, sent on a cross. UCF takes it near side. Then for a moment, Blake Drummond had it. He loses it. It goes back to UCF. Kept on the blue line, back to center. Now the Gamecocks break out. Alec Martone tried to back pass it to himself. UCF will get it instead. Martone still going after it. And now coming on behind, here comes Tengi. Tengi wrapping his way around the back. Cloths off to the corner. Sent on back down. UCF. Now for a moment, Gamecocks get it right back. Send it down. The Knights coming on near side. Now play it across. Gamecocks will get out of the zone, go all the way back into their defensive zone, and reset. Bouncing biscuit, UCF going to win it right in front of Lombardi. Try a little back check, coming on around, quick shot, and it will go to wide. Liam McGrath had a great opportunity, didn't get a lot on it, and that might have cost him a chance at that goal. Back to center here, James Hatton sends it on down the boards. Going after it, Brody Sharp. Quick, Gamecocks almost had an empty net opportunity as coming around from behind. That was Blake Drummond. If he'd have got his stick on the puck, he'd have probably been able to wrap with nobody to stop him. But the Gamecocks back on to center. Just about halfway home here in period number 1, 10-14 and counting to go in a scoreless game between the Knights and the Gamecocks. UCF with it in the defensive zone. Going after it for a moment there for the Gamecocks was Kostrebski. Now hustling on along is Kyle Ware on the boards. Haven't mentioned Ware's name too much tonight. That will probably change if we know Kyle Ware well enough. And Nick Nard-Slicko going after it, and icing is called against UCF.
Yeah, Brett, well, speaking of Kyle Ware, it seems like UCF has read the scouting report when every time he gets a chance to get the puck or a shot on nets, they've been all over him and blocked 3 or 4 of his shots. So I believe that they definitely know Kyle Ware's ability, what he can do, and they're definitely watching him. So great job at UCF just reading the scouting report and finding out what Kyle Ware is all about and just getting in front of all these pucks.
Well, UCF certainly a solid program over the years. They have not made the national championship in the last 2 seasons, but before that went to 9 straight. So a phenomenal job by head coach Sean Weaver and his staff. This is the 20th season of UCF club hockey, and Weaver's been the head coach since 1999, so only 2 seasons without him at the helm, and he's done a heck of a job building that program. South Carolina here, who almost a back opportunity there as Kostrebski got a quick shot in, had the rebound chance. Referee hits the deck at center, and the fans like that. Through pass to nobody. It goes to Lombardi instead, and he bounces it off to the right side with the pad. Over into the corner they go. Now send back along the far side. Dave Cochran going after it. UCF protecting on the blue line. Quick shot, and Lombardi once again with that glove scoops it up for the save.
Yeah, Brett, Lombardi has a very fast, very good glove side stopping ability, and you saw that right there. You know, solid shot from the point. They may always look easy, but sometimes they're really not as easy as they just make it look, and Lombardi just makes it look really easy with that glove hand.
Absolutely. Great confidence from the young freshman. Gamecock goaltender replacing the senior Gray Marquise of last year. Phenomenal rock in net for the Gamecocks. Now a quick shot, a little backhand there, and bottled up in front, and the whistle blows.
A little extracurriculars here. UCF's one of the players able to step in and make sure nothing else goes on, but you know, once again, Lombardi there with the solid save, right, good stop right there, and so far keeping the UCF at bay, because I believe right now they look a little more dangerous in their attack. You know, Gamecocks have a few lucky bounces, but as far as overall attacking ability, UCF looks a lot more dangerous, seeming to be getting very good shots on goal.
So you got to have that defense be solid back there. So far the Gamecocks have done that. The defenseman in front of Lombardi, and then Lombardi helping his own cause out. UCF wins this face-off. Coming up towards center, Lombardi with a quick move out to the right side, blocks it away. It goes behind the net for a moment. UCF trying to bring it out, quick shot, and it's deflected once again. I think it hit a Gamecock defensive stick before it hit Lombardi's pad. Another really good redirect chance for UCF. Instead, the Gamecock's going to try to go the other way, but Rodney Lalonde presses away the Gamecock attack, and the puck will go down back to Sharp.
So actually, probably helps the Gamecocks out a little more. There's a lot of pressure on that Gamecock net, so just to get a face-off from the other end towards your net, just maybe slow down the attack a little bit. It's a great thing for the Gamecocks. And let's see if they can, you know, they have Kyle Ware on the ice, other solid players out there, so let's see if they can try to mount an attack of their own.
And taking this face-off here. A lot of defensive zone face-offs won by both sides. The Gamecocks take this one offensively. Quick shot in. Jacob Tenke tries a wraparound shot. Kyle Ware with a quick slapper, and it goes well high to the right side of Sharp off the glass. UCF will clear it down. Hustling after it will be Tenke, and it will be icing against the Knights once again.
And Brett, you see that one time UCF allows Kyle Ware a little bit of space, and it may have been wide, but that's a very dangerous slap shot he has there. And if he can get those opportunities just even on net, you know, there's several Gamecocks around the net, just get a rebound opportunity as well. That's great. But one time, UCF defense maybe laughs a little bit and gave Kyle Ware a little space, and you saw what he did with it almost.
Kyle Ware, almost the Shea Weber of the SEC-HC. A little bit of a defenseman that's got that offense too, and just a phenomenally hard slap shot. So something to watch out for sure for the opponents. Captain of the team now is Kyle Ware. And Ware will go after it, as well as Nick Nard-Slicko, another veteran defenseman, as UCF has whistled for icing for the 3rd time in a pretty short period of time.
Yeah, that's actually an important key right there, Brett. You know, the icing, obviously you can't sub players back on the ice, so I'm sure the coach is checking with his players, make sure they're all right. Obviously not going to take a timeout, but just maybe slowing things down a little bit for UCF, because after a while those minutes start adding up and start getting tired and tired. So let's see if the Gamecocks try to take advantage of these multiple icings in just a few short period of time.
And that might be something the Gamecocks have as an advantage against UCF. Again, with the fresh legs, a little bit of a layoff, but again, Coach Weaver told us beforehand the Knights are a little bit banged up, so this might be the right time to strike for South Carolina. Sent on down right in front of the Gamecocks bench, taken for a moment by Mike Borst. Borst rattles around, ends up getting checked nicely out of the way there by Drew Bankston. UCF will bring it back in. Little back pass now, laying it on down. Gamecocks get it up behind, and we have a whistle in the near corner.
I believe there's a penalty on the Gamecocks. I'm not sure what the ref's call is, but definitely not with the Gamecocks knee right now. UCF is definitely charging and attacking the net now with a man advantage. Be very deadly, so the Gamecocks need to respond. Good penalty kill. We've seen them so far this year. Very solid from what I've seen in the penalty kill. Stopping several pucks before it even gets to Lombardi. And that's huge, especially in the power play, just stopping those pucks before they even get to your goalie, making things a little bit easier. So, and we also saw several shorthanded goals for the Gamecocks. So maybe this is, don't try to be funny here, but a good time for them maybe to try to get in a goal here.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, we had not really seen the extent of penalties that we saw in that game against East Carolina. That was crazy in the home opener. Can't even remember how many total penalties that there were, but it's very interesting to see the teams continually to go out on their special teams, and the Gamecocks had the advantage there and ended up winning that game 6-3, as would usually happen if you have good power play and penalty kill efficiency. UCF loses it going out of the zone. Hustling back for a moment there was Kevin Catrone, but he won't be able to get after it. UCF will take it back. 7:07 to go here in the first period. 1:38 to go in this power play for the Knights, the first for either side on the evening. And now taken down by Grayson Curry. Sent across to Nick Pizzo. Pizzo fans on the attempt to clear. UCF going to keep it in. Now back to a Gamecock stick, and they will clear it out this time. Curry dumps it down. UCF onto another charge here. South Carolina's done a good job clearing things out so far. No real opportunities have been able to be generated here on the UCF power play. 1:05 to go as they're taking a lot of time resetting their offense now, breaking out, going 3-on-3 here. This is Austin Patton down by the Gamecock bench. He'll come out, waiting on a cross for the slapper, Christian Thabert, if they can get it to him. But instead they clear it back out, bounces up on top the scorer's box. The Gamecocks with a quick change. Nick Pizzo goes out of the game. And Sean Davis back in here. Alec Martone pressing on the defensive side. Now here comes UCF breaking out. 40 seconds to go in a man advantage. This is Jacob Solomon with it here. Solomon beats Kyle Ware. Now UCF's offense setting up. Ware with it now. Ware turns around and clears. And once again, no real opportunity materializing for the Knights.
Yeah, Brad, they just don't credit the Gamecock defense for the pressure, but UCF just doesn't seem to have a solid plan on the power play. They seem to be just hitting around almost like it's 5-on-5, and that's something they're going to need to work on and adjust to as this game goes on, because you got to be able to generate some offense on this man advantage here.
Chase Lieblein's pass gets away from Austin Patton. Once again, the Gamecocks send a slow dribbler down, and that's going to take them to the end of this disadvantage here, as the now 1-for-1 on the penalty kill are the Gamecocks. UCF really no good chances on that power play, so very solid special teams to start here for South Carolina. And a quick slapper from Alec Martone. It was off target. He didn't have anybody behind to go after that rebound. I don't know if that's a scare tactic. Instead, UCF loses it for a second there, and Alex Kranis was hustling forward. He ended up getting outmanned by a pair of Knights at the last second, who just enforced their will there. Grayson Curry waiting at the point. Instead, it's taken by McCachren with a quick shot in and almost lost by Sharp, but he eventually covers.
Yeah, good job by the Gamecocks there. Just Kranis, again, he may not be the biggest player, but he just hustles and plays a little bigger than he really is. And even though he lost the puck, he still gave his team a chance and able to create that opportunity from the point. And, so far I think the Gamecocks really started to settle in now. A couple mistakes here and there, but definitely not I was actually expecting to be a little rougher start for them. They're looking really good right now.
Absolutely. Coach said they were ready to go, and so far it looks like they are just that. Another face-off coming to the left side of Brody Sharp. Sent on around right in front of the UCF bench. Gamecock's going to try to keep it. Nick Pizzo will indeed. Pops it on ahead. Doesn't really have anybody to go for. And I take that back because one Gamecock was hustling on around there. That was Jeffrey Kostrebski really hustling after the puck and almost beat a couple of Knights. but ended up just a little bit on the bad end of that stick. Now coming on to center, sending on along, UCF bringing it forward, 2-on-3 here. Trying a little bit of a weave, tried the center, it bounced off a Pizzo skate, quick slapper coming in, and it goes wide. Now off the backboard, another quick shot in, deflected in front, and Bobby Lombardi just got a piece of it and blocked it aside. UCF near corner, trying to bring it on up, now sent on back down. They continue to battle near side, 4:09 to go here in the first period. And now brought on up across toward the UCF bench. Hustling after it, Sean Davis. He does not win it, however. A couple of Knights do, and both teams will change. Sent on back to center. Here come the Knights. Passed it on up. Good pass there. Patton will go after it. There'll be one for a second and sent all the way across. Nobody was there for the Knights. So the Gamecocks will clear the zone one more time. And it rolls softly over to Sharp, and he will hold.
And Brett, I want to go back to that play with Lombardi. Deflections are one of the most dangerous things in hockey because the goalie is set up for it to be in one place, and in a deflection, there's no way sometimes we just stop it. But he's able to get his pad out right there at the last second, and it was actually a very underrated play. It seemed like a little dribble, but a deflection, even at going 1 or 2 miles per hour, can actually be very dangerous because the goalie is already set up for the one way, and they can't humanly possibly stop.
Yeah, it's all about that misdirection. Just get guys in front, get good bounces. The Gamecocks trying to take advantage of some tonight. And here comes Mike Borst for a minute. And is eventually won back by UCF, and the Knights come across center. Going 3-on-2 here. Very quick pace established here by Alec Powell. Now on behind. Knights trying to bring it on out. Mike Borst going to win it. Borst with 3:12 to go here in the period. Sends it on down. A couple of Knights will go after it as icing is waved off. UCF will take a moment to get changed. Now they'll come forward. Headed on across the blue line, now lost towards center. And it's taken here for a moment by Aaron Beaver and dumped in. Beaver on across, Mike Borst lays one Knight into the boards, now sent on back. UCF taking it at the crease line, now trying to bring it forward. Coming on up towards center. And this right here is Liam McGrath. McGrath settles it down. And that pass got a little bit further than he wanted it to. It ends up going right underneath the glove of Bobby Lombardi, where he'll trap it.
Yeah, and Brett, maybe call it the commentator's curse, but just we thought they were doing good. Both teams just sloppy passing, sloppy plays, just little dribblers for the goalies. No really attack from either team right now. So hopefully both these teams just, hopefully more the Gamecocks, but right now just want to maybe just settle things down a little bit and just complete some passes. It sounds like a football term, where just get some things and get your skates on you.
Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do and take a lesson from football if you need to. Puck gets played on down, and icing will be called. I don't know, that commentator's curse that seems to rear its ugly head across pretty much every sport. You see it at every level.
Yeah, it's every time. As a referee takes a tumble there, but just every time, a commentator calls out something good about anything, it just seems to go wrong. So hopefully it wasn't my fault, but, just hopefully you just want to see these teams just play a little better. It sounds like it's really simple, but just not completing passes. It almost looks lackadaisical is probably the best word for it.
Yeah, you got to say that the defenses have shown up tonight. Certainly both goaltenders and the defensemen in front of made great plays on the puck on both sides of the puck. And he had some good opportunities, but it's I think, been a bit more luck-based, more so offensively. Neither team's had a good rhythm set up on the offensive side.
And you can definitely see that from just UCF's power play. There was just no really set play, anything going on. So see if which team, and the key is going to be which team can actually put it together first, because that's going to be when it's, floodgates could get open for either team.
As we approach, we have 2 minutes to go here in period number one. You think this is a critical time, too, because if either team can try to pop one home here, it might be a bit more deflating as James Hatton battles for it for South Carolina in the far boards. Taken by Alec Martone for a moment. Martone sent it on along. Hatton trying to bring it out. Hatton passes it on up, and Duncan Hickman can't get to it. 90 seconds left in the period. Hickman will go after it. I believe they're going to call UCF for icing there. I guess it never ended up hitting a South Carolina stick on its way back.
Yeah, Brett, this is what we're talking about, maybe the lackadaisical playing. I've never seen this many icings in just such a short period of time. Just errant passes to no one. I understand you're trying to clear from your zone, but you need to look up a little bit and try to find somebody. Both teams, though, just several icings. So it'll be interesting to see which team responds first.
South Carolina up at the point here. Duncan Hickman lays it down. Trying to make something of this is Kostrebski. Kostrebski now goes right in front as the Gamecocks take the puck behind. Now sent up top, Duncan Hickman keeps it in. Hickman winds and fires, and it got blocked in front by one Knight and then sent aside by Sharp. Battling for it at the bench are a couple of players. It's gloved back down by Sean Davis, and they're going to say that was played with a high stick.
Yeah, Brett, but right there, it was a good play, good setup by the Gamecocks. That time you saw a little bit of play there. Waited and you saw the open man, the defenseman right there, and a good shot on net. I don't know who had deflected off of it. The goalie, Sharp, had no idea where that puck was for a second, so a missed opportunity there for the Gamecocks. It's a promising sign. Maybe things will turn around for him.
And now go right back to Sharp as he'll play it along to his teammate there, Eric Knoppel. Knoppel brings it up. One of two co-captains for the Knights, Jacob Salomon the other, numbers 19 and 20. And now taking it here for a moment, Lucas Goders. Gamecocks ran into each other. They're right in front of the bench trying to make a change. And the Gamecocks will then take it back. Kyle Ware with it here. Ware tries to play a nice through pass. It was blocked. Very nice job recognizing that by Alec Pollum, as otherwise there would have been a fast break opportunity for South Carolina. UCF coming forward here 3-on-3. That pass didn't quite get all the way through. Mike Borst trying to win it for the Gamecocks. He lost it for a second, then cleared it. 22 seconds left here in period number one. And now one for a moment here. Going after it, and now played up back towards Sharp. Puck is loose. Puck wraps around. Sharp quickly went from the far post to the near post. Now a couple of players go down in the near corner, much to the fans' joy, I think. You know, they always want to see some physical play. 12 seconds left here in the period. Coming up on the 107.5 The Game intermission report. We'll tell you how things went in the first period, what we think might happen in the second, and break down this period of action as it looks like the Gamecocks going to get a power play here late in the period.
Yeah, Brett, I think this is a good time. You know, maybe right now they're going to be able to affect it because there's only 12 seconds left in the game, but coming out in the second period, it's going to be a huge opportunity for the Gamecocks. They seem to kind of turn the momentum around in this game.
James Hatton hesitating for a second. His wrister got blocked up, and up defenseman UCF might have a chance to counter. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Good job by the Gamecocks with the pressure, keeping them out. Who else? Kyle Ware with a jam on the wall to prevent that break. And the Gamecocks will have a minute 48 on the power play when we begin the second period right after this. It is UCF nothing, South Carolina nothing. The second home game of the season for the Gamecocks. And we'll be right back after this short break with the intermission report here on the Capital City Sports Network.
so fresh and clean, smells like trouble to me.
Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these
Well, welcome back to the Plex, everybody. We are live with the 107.5 The Game First Intermission Report. And just a quick reminder to tune in to 107.5 The Game, your flagship station of the South Carolina Gamecocks, tomorrow with a football game against UMass at noon at Williams-Brice Stadium. Just tune in to Todd Ellis and Tommy Suggs with that call. And meanwhile, Brett Williams and Robert McCachren here with you. It is no score between South Carolina and UCF here in this ACHA hockey Friday night battle. And Robert, the offense really hasn't been there for either side. It's the defense that's getting the job done tonight.
Yeah, the goalies were playing really well. We saw a couple of good saves from both goalies. Maybe not so much from the offense itself, but just lucky chances. But still, as a goalie, if the puck goes in the net, either way, they still count it. But great saves by Lombardi. Some smart plays by the goalies too. Maybe not, didn't see some great huge saves, a ton of them out there, but definitely very good IQ goalie playing out there. So great job by both goalkeepers.
Yeah, Brody Sharp, a lot of experience, has been fantastic all year. Bobby Lombardi, again, a first-year goalie for the Gamecocks, and you really got to rely on somebody like that in a game like this, where UCF, again, they're 7-1-1 on the season. They've got all this history, and really right now, somebody like Lombardi to step up the way he's doing. Other freshman Alex Cranis, something like this, like you mentioned, that's really getting setting a nice tone for South Carolina.
Yeah, Cranis, one of those underrated players as a freshman, but we talked about him before in the preseason, a couple of home games here at the very beginning. His name doesn't pop up all the time, in the score sheet, but you make those small little plays, not completely like Eric Patterson, but, there's just those small things that make a difference. But right now, both teams just seem to be playing a little lackadaisical. We saw a ton of icing. That's the most icing I've seen in a short amount of time, and even any NHL games or any games I've seen. So, definitely need to clean it up. Just maybe look up, before you just throw the puck out there. So, definitely both teams just need to shore up things, because, even the power play for UCF, just no really offensive set, everything just throwing the puck around, what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Only one penalty from any side at all tonight. Actually, I take that back too. There was one late penalty, so the Gamecocks going to come back to start the second period with 1:48 on their power play. And again, they are 1 for 1 on the penalty kill. Now we're going to go live down to our sideline reporter, Danny Kelly, who will tell us what he's seeing on the ice in terms of the energy of these teams dealing with the offensive issues and what they're liking from the teams. Danny.
Go.
Yeah, guys, this is a very physical first period. A lot of penalties in that first period. Some good defense from both sides as we have a 0-0 score. I thought the Knights would come out firing. They're 7-1-1 in the season. Meanwhile, the Gamecocks are 3-3, so having a decent season. But I expected a lot more offense out of the Knights, and I didn't see that in the first period. So the Gamecocks seem to be holding their own. Both benches seem to be excited for this game. They got the camaraderie going, and hopefully both teams can carry that into the second period, and hopefully we'll see some goals in this next period. Back over to Brett and Robert.
Thank you, Danny. And you heard him say, Robert, again, the coach is excited right now with what they've got. I think you got to be in a position like this. From a defensive side, you're liking what you're seeing. What do you think it's going to take for them to turn things around here in the second?
Well, we saw the Gamecocks make a little adjustment. They started pressuring the puck, being very aggressive on the forecheck. We saw several turnovers that led to scoring opportunities. Finally, some actual offensive setup plays. So that's good for them. And now they come up on the power play with this. Hope they can keep that aggressive mindset. We saw at the end there, they got a couple actual offensive plays and got some pucks on net. Now with the man advantage, it's time for them to cash in.
We'll see who cashes in first here. Again, a scoreless game through one period of play. We will take another short break and be back with you for some second period action live from the Plex. It's UCF in South Carolina here on this Friday night in Irmo. You are watching the Capital City Sports Network.
This is Coffee on the Horseshoe.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gamecocks at the Movies.
Hi, this is Gossip on Talk the Town.
Round 4, Hammered with Questions, Christmas edition.
Hey guys! Welcome to the first segment of Pretty Cocky.
And this is USC Update.
And in honor of Hotline Bling, I wore a turtleneck.
This is my first sip of alcohol!
Who's your favorite person besides SpongeBob? Who's your favorite person in the world?
I think it would be A$AP Ferg.
Whoa!
And this country was founded on Mary Jane. Our founder, George Washington Carver.
Be a little gay. Life's better when you're a little gay.
No.
Alright.
Oh, thank you so much. It's cold tonight. It's finally getting cold. I appreciate that. It's barely Christmas. It's December 3rd. We're 22 days away from Christmas. I feel violated.
And you know what Donald Trump won't let me do? Do you know what life he won't let me live?
What the? No! Oh my God.
He got on those, "Granddaddy, can I please go bowling" shoes. So I turned to my chair, and right when I looked at my leg, I farted. Like loud. The entire class heard it. You stand there, hold your ground, own that fart.
Do you feel it?
This is Coffee on the Horseshoe.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gamecocks at the Movies.
Hi, this is Gossip on Talk the Town.
Round 4, Hammered with Questions, Christmas edition.
Hey guys! Welcome to the first segment of Pretty Cocky.
And this is USC Update.
And in honor of Hotline Bling, I wore a turtleneck.
This is my first sip of alcohol.
Who is your favorite person besides SpongeBob? Who's your favorite person in the world?
I think it would be ASAP Ferg.
Whoa! And this country was founded on Mary Jane. Our founder, George Washington Carver.
Be a little gay. Life's better when you're a little gay.
No.
Alright.
Oh, thank you so much. It's cold tonight. It's finally getting cold. I appreciate that. It's barely Christmas. It's December 3rd. We're 22 days away from Christmas.
I feel violated.
And you know what Donald Trump won't let me do? Do you know what life he won't let me live?
The vape life.
What the? No! He got on those, "Granddaddy, can I please go bowling" shoes. So I turned to my chair, and right when I looked at my leg, I farted. Like loud. The entire class heard it. You stand there, hold your ground, own that fart.
Welcome back to Plex Ice, everybody. Brett Williams and Robert McCachren here with you as we begin period number 2 between South Carolina and UCF. No score here. The Gamecocks will start with the man advantage for another minute and 48 seconds. The fans have shifted from the right side of the rink to the left. They always stay behind the visiting goaltender, a bit of a tradition here. Third base hecklers were a tradition in South Carolina baseball for a long time. I don't know what you call the hecklers here, but it is quite an experience. If you haven't been to a Cock hockey game, you definitely want to check that one out. Gamecocks coming with it here. Jacob Tengy, quick shot. Brody Sharp with the quick left glove snags it out of the air.
Yeah, but bro, we finally see some actual offensive playing here, and nice little move there by the Gamecocks. And even though it wasn't a big shot, you get an offensive face-off now in your own zone with the man advantage, and you just want to see the Gamecocks and both teams actually just build off after that last 2 or 3 minutes of the game where both teams sort of started playing a little better. You just want both teams to just build off that and try to get the momentum on your side.
Face-off coming to the left side here of Sharp, won by the Gamecocks. Kyle Ware drifting in. Ware with a little soft shot. It's up in front. It's still loose and eventually covered by Sharp underneath as the referee's going to come in to try to break up any potential extracurricular activity that it looked like might be brewing there.
Yeah, but once again, Gamecocks getting some pressure on UCF goaltender Brody Sharp, excuse me, but it's very encouraging for the Gamecocks. They're winning some face-offs and see what they can do with it.
And Kyle Ware going to leave this one on down for Jacob Tengy. Tengy goes on down. And they pop it along the near boards here. Tengy down the boards and now cleared out by UCF. Puck goes all the way across. Bobby Lombardi going after it. And they're going to try a slow breakout here. Jacob Tengy now sends it on along and played up. 52 seconds left here in the power play. Ware bounces it along, and now he's got it back. Sends it on, a little nice side pass here. Hatton coming forward, quick wrister, and Brody Sharp. Look at that. How about the sprawl and the glove to make that great save?
Yeah, we were talking about Lombardi's glove hand, but Brody over here again with another great save there, and great. That's probably the best save of the night, I would definitely say. That was a hard shot for him to stop. I believe he thought it was going low for a little bit and then brought his glove hand up, so great save, but very encouraging for the Gamecocks starting to get more actual good, decent shots on net.
Yeah, it has been a successful power play so far for the Gamecocks. Of course, the measure of success there is can you cash in, and so far they have not. And UCF will clear this one down. Grayson Curry going after it, and he wraps behind his own net, comes on out. And now here the Gamecocks come again. A lot of open ice in their defensive zone. Let's see what they do with it. Coming forward here with it, Sean Davis, quick shot. Sharp once again, sliding to his left and getting the glove out to make the save.
Yeah, Brady, you can tell Brody Sharp here, he's just a very smart goaltender. He knows where the puck is already going for. He gets there and he's gracefully, I know it's weird for a hockey goaltender, but just moves around very good in his own netminder there, and just great job by him so far.
Hockey may be a rough sport, but it definitely has some grace in it, that's for sure. Lay it on down the boards. The Gamecocks have it at the blue line. 12 seconds left here in the power play. They may not have another chance offensively, as UCF will know it. They cannot clear it. UCF had a chance to clear it, but the Gamecocks kept it in. Curry waiting across on the other side. Gamecocks will dump it down. A little 2-on-1 potentially coming up. Gamecocks hustle in the goal across the crease, and it got loose, and it looks like a penalty will come behind. A hold is going to be called against UCF. UCF will once again, right after killing one penalty, will go right back to the penalty kill. This time heading on in is Chase Lieblein.
Actually, I believe it'll be on the Gamecocks. I think an elbow or something hit the goaltender. I believe they might have called goaltender interference there.
Well, that was an interesting switch. You had Lieblein going to the penalty box with the door open, and then all of a sudden that door shut and the Gamecocks penalty box door open.
Yeah, Brody Smart definitely, Sharp got nicked there. You saw him almost do a full 180. He was turned around in his net, so I believe they're going to call Gamecocks for goaltender interference.
That's a very interesting change of call there. Again, this near corner on the left side, one of our most difficult viewing areas here at the Plex. Just couldn't exactly tell what was going on there. UCF with a quick chance at the comeback. And we're going to take this moment to go on down to the sideline, see exactly what happened there. Danny Kelly's down there. Danny, what did you hear? All right, well, thank you, Danny. We'll see what the Gamecocks can do with this penalty kill here. Minute 35 to go. And they'll clear it on out. And now Sharp will send it up back to the blue line. Moving on forward here, coming on across. UCF moves forward here. This is Eric Knoppel. Now sent toward the far corner. Knights trying to wrap up. Sent on across. This is Christian Thamer. Thamer slides it on down. Picked up for a moment by Knoppel. Quick shot in. It's blocked aside. Now going back after it, Liam McGrath. UCF working from behind. Now played on up. Back on up to the point. Quick slap shot. And Bobby Lombardi had to take a few extra seconds to get on top of that, but he eventually did. 50 seconds left here in the power play. 16:56 in the period.
And Brett, it looks like for both teams, the power play has sort of gotten them a little rejuvenated now, and they're definitely starting to. UCF looks a lot more cleaner in their power play as well. Getting some, passing the puck around, looking up, and they're getting some shots on net as well.
UCF now here for the blue line. Quick shot, and it goes wide. That came off the stick of Rodney Lalonde. Always a dangerous threat offensively. Coming forward here. Has a 7-game point streak on the season. And this shot gets deflected once again off the left skate of Bobby Lombardi. UCF back at center, still trying to do something. Coming in forward, Patton. Now sent off back to lead line and back on down. Patton behind the net. Coming with it here is Bankston. Now sent on across, quick slapper once again, trying to get on the deflection. They do, and they score. Fantastic execution by UCF as the shot came in from Lalonde, a little redirect off to the side, and I believe that was Bankston who put it in back door.
Yeah, and Brett, they say sometimes you get lucky. I believe he was just trying to put a slap shot on goal, but it happened to go around to the boards. Lombardi couldn't react in time, and just an easy little open net chip shot there for UCF to get them the 1-0 lead after that power play. But once again, I was just very unlucky for the Gamecocks to bounce off the boards, completely missed the goal.
Sometimes
that's really Lombardi could do.
Sometimes that's the best form of execution. Lalonde may have even just tried to put that one a little bit off the bank because he saw the potential for the deflection. You see that sometimes, and Bankston was there and put it home. Now the Gamecocks really have to get back defensively, and Lombardi ends up sprawling to get on top of that puck. UCF almost had a quick 2-0 lead.
Yeah, but it's a very dangerous time right now for the Gamecocks. UCF now got most of the momentum on their side, so the Gamecocks are going to have to respond here, pick up the intensity a little bit, and try to create something on their own as well, or floodgates could open here for UCF, as we've seen a couple of times in this season for them.
Well, Drew Bankston gets credit for that goal. The assist coming from Rodney Lalonde. And now UCF going to try to do something continuously with this, and they are going to do it. Another goal here from the Knights. A quick little tic-tac-toe up in front. And UCF, just like that, in a matter of about 30 seconds, now has a 2-0 lead over South Carolina.
Yeah, Brady, once again, really nothing Lombardi could do about that. Maybe fought the Gamecock defense a little bit there, but UCF just wrapped it around the net. Lombardi was able to stop the initial stop, but then it just bounced directly to a UCF player, and once again, a little open net goal, and nothing Lombardi can do about it.
I believe that was Joseph Zanicki who came up with that one. Now all of a sudden the Knights just exploding, one on that late power play goal and then coming back right after that. So here come the Gamecocks trying to do something about that. Jacob Tenge hustling forward. Off to the side they go toward the boards. Alec Martone with it. Played on around, the fans getting loud once again. Trying to see if they can do something about it. 2-on-1 opportunity here for UCF coming forward. And the Gamecocks going to get it back out. Nick Nard-Slicko there. Now coming forward, Alec Martone, a little 360 as he got it on down. Nard-Slicko tried to go after it. Instead, Rodney Lalonde wins it. And UCF slides it on along. Take it from behind for a moment. Now a little back pass. Very nice stick work there from the Knights. They play it on up towards center. It bounces off of one stick. Now here comes UCF once again with another chance here. Up in front, little shot across the crease, and Lombardi blocked it out of the way. UCF a big threat there, and Lombardi turns him aside. Now James Hatton is going through. If they can get him there, if they do, it popped up, and Brody Sharp, a fantastic block away. A better pass from South Carolina, and Sharp was just too good there.
Yeah, Brad, I think this game's going to start opening up a little more. Both teams getting good opportunities. Obviously, the Knights were able to convert their two, but the Gamecocks looking out here trying to respond. They look like they got their skates on them and picking up the intensity as well.
Well, for what was lacking offensively in the first period, certainly not here in period number 2. And you see the speed is increasing on both sides of the ice as well. UCF with a crosser, couldn't control it. And the Gamecocks will dump back in towards center and then sent on down into UCF's offensive zone. Now going after it. This is Blake Drummond, gives it away. And the Gamecocks will try to get it towards center. They will. Sent on a cross. Lost for a second. Now hustling forward very quickly for the Gamecocks. Now coming up forward here. Turnaround Devin Ergo. Puck loose in front of Sharp. Who gets a stick on it? UCF does, but not for long. Drummond with it here. Drummond plays it on down. Gamecocks trying to wrap. They cannot. And it's brought out by Liam McGrath for UCF. Now sent on down. This is Patton. Patton leaves it on along for his teammate Casey Greenberg. Greenberg behind. And now they come on up. It's taken here by Eric Knoppel. Knoppel sends it along toward his bench. And now going after it here for South Carolina is Blake Drummond. Gamecocks across center. That pass a bit errant. Knoppel gets it back here for UCF. Now here come the Knights once more. Double spin move. Now UCF trying to bring it on out. Up toward the blue line. Quick slap shot. Blocked by Lombardi. Rebound opportunity for the Knights. Do they get it through? Yes, they do. And 3-0 here, UCF. A rebound opportunity. That is a dangerous thing to give away. And UCF now has hung a 3 spot on the Gamecocks in less than 7 minutes.
Yeah, Brett Lombardi does a great job to stop the first 2 shots, but then UCF Knights just continue to pester that net and able to knock home the rebound. Once again, I don't really think you can fault Lombardi on 3 of these goals. Just bad defense for the Gamecocks, not able to recover. I believe they're talking about it, but I believe it's going to be a goal for the Knights. And all of a sudden, Brad, it's 3-0 lead for the Knights. So we've seen the Gamecocks come back, but right now the Knights are definitely looking very dangerous. And the Gamecocks are going to try to do the best they can to respond.
So just like that, suddenly the rebound control cost the Gamecocks there, and now they find themselves in a 3-0 hole here. 3-3 South Carolina against the 7-1-1 UCF Knights. These teams matched up 3 times last year. UCF winning the season series 2-1. All 3 games took place down in Orlando, 2 in the regular season, in which they split, and then UCF winning the home game in the first round of the ACHA Regionals to end the Gamecock season there. Up toward the blue line, and the Gamecocks will drift on out and dump in. Trying to go after it, but don't really have enough personnel for a forecheck. And there's a whistle.
I believe it's going to be an icing call here on the Gamecocks. But right now, Brett, the Gamecocks are in a huge hole right now. They'll obviously be down 3-0, but UCF is continuing to put pressure on them. And they're starting to look a little tired, a little deflated. Obviously, there's still 12:29 left in this period and one more 20-minute period to go. But for the Gamecocks right now, you need to do something really fast to turn this around before it can get even more out of hand.
Time of the goals here, 3:40, 4:05, and 6:53. So in just a matter of minutes here, UCF blitzes the Gamecocks for 3 goals. And the Knights now trying to extend. Still not even halfway through the hockey game. Coming on from behind now, UCF. Knights up at the blue line, dumping it on down. Played up, South Carolina wins it on the boards and then loses it back. UCF played it on towards center. Taken aside for a second, here come the Gamecocks. Hustling forward here, now on a cross. Near side, UCF plays it on towards center. Now sent on up and dumped down off the stick of Christian Thamer. On into the near corner. And South Carolina will bring it out. Sent along the blue line, now coming across to center. Little weave motion, Kyle Ware with it here. Coming near side, hustling toward the post. And it looked like Brody Sharp was able to kind of trap the puck between his glove and the post right there and hold for a whistle.
Yeah, but that's what you need from your captain. You know, being down 3-0, you need some kind of spark, and the defenseman goes right there, and it was wasn't as bad as a shot as it looked like. It was still a decent opportunity. Could have trickled through. We've seen it a lot of times, goalies not get their skate all the way to the post, and it's able to trickle through. So, signs of life for the Gamecocks is really what they need right now.
Along the blue line, the Gamecocks tried to get for it instead. UCF with a quick through pass. Lombardi decides to stick it away instead of holding it. That was an interesting and risky move. It looks like he successfully got it away there.
And I don't know what just happened, but I believe there's a penalty on UCF. Many of the UCF players and coaches are looking around wondering what happened. Brett, I didn't see anything there either.
I didn't either. It was kind of another crazy situation there. Ended up in the corner, and now the Gamecocks going to get this power play. So I guess there's been a power play each side that we weren't expecting. Nonetheless, Gamecocks 0 for 1 in that regard, and we'll have the 2-minute man advantage here. Second power play now for them. And the Gamecocks now going to try that slow breakout once again. That provided them some decent chances in the first power play. Sent on down, a little 2-on-1 here. Hustling forward with it is McCachren. Quick shot, it goes wide and around. Gamecocks win it back up toward the blue line. Patton, poke check the side for a minute. UCF clears. They're going to have a chance to go shorthanded the other way. Here they go, going forward with it. Casey Greenberg, quick shot, he beats Lombardi for the goal. UCF 4-0 shorthanded, and that'll suck the wind out of you if you're a Gamecock fan.
Yeah, Brett Hatton there misplays the puck and then he falls. He might have been able to get back in time if he hadn't fallen, but he trips on the ice and one-on-one versus the goalkeeper, and that was just a snipe there by UCF. And now the floodgates seem to have opened now, Brett, and 4-0 deficit for the Gamecocks to try to crawl out of.
Check that, not Greenberg. That was Drew Bankston going the other way. So Bankston now with 2 goals on the night. Time of that goal coming at 9:04. So again, 4 goals here in the first 10 minutes of period number 2. The Gamecocks still 1:25 here on the power play. And now along the boards, up toward the blue line, South Carolina with a quick shot in. It goes over the glove of Sharp, but the Gamecocks able to corral it back down low. Almost had a chance to get it in there. Kostrebski spins around, quick shot. Sharp turns it aside. Coming forward here, Kostrebski once again, and now it's taken away by Austin Patton. And coming on out. Kostrebski loses it for a second, now played up high in the sky and into the bench of UCF.
Yeah, and Brett, speaking of Drew Binks.
And Danny, what you got down there? What's the energy like here for South Carolina? Is really
again, for the 4th time. I knew this onslaught of goals was coming pretty soon. I was surprised by the 0-0 total after the first period, but these 4 goals in the first period, 4 goals in the second period, only 10 minutes in, just shows you that UCF is in full force right now. Still a penalty kill right now. It's not looking good, but we're going to keep fighting, and hopefully we can score a goal or 2 and get back in this game and dig ourselves out of this hole. Back to you guys.
The Gamecocks will try to do just that here along the blue line. Kyle Ware now back towards center. 30 seconds left here in the power play. 9:55 to go here in the period. 4-0 once again the score. UCF in favor of South Carolina off a blitz of goals in the first part of the second period. Gamecocks with a quick chance up in front. Sharp loses it. Another rebound opportunity for South Carolina. They're trying to poke check. Sharp is all the way out on his stomach and eventually is able to hold. He's really doing a little bit of everything tonight to keep the Gamecocks off the board.
Yeah, Brett, when you're a goalkeeper, as long as the puck doesn't go through the net, then everything's good. So sprawling, whatever you have to do. We've seen, Brodeur and Lundqvist with those crazy scorpion-type plays. As long as it doesn't go in, you don't get the point. So anything you do for these goalkeepers. But speaking of Bankston real quick, he is a leading goal scorer for the team. He had 7 coming into this game. He now has 9, so he's definitely a very good goal-scoring threat here for UCF.
Yeah, certainly, we knew that the Knights had some firepower. It took a while for them to show it, but then it didn't take long for them to add to it. UCF almost had another opportunity there. They actually do anyway. Really nice stick work by Remy Cerruti coming off the bench. Quick opportunity there. Lombardi will protect. Cerruti was in a position, he was just coming off the bench and kind of held it, or was he going onto the bench?
He was coming off the power play. That was the guy coming out of the box. Oh. That's obviously very day. We've seen that several times in the NHL and other times where no one's paying attention to the guy in the box, comes right out and almost created a scoring opportunity there.
Yeah, heads up by his teammates feeding him in that situation. He didn't appear even ready for it, but then spun around, got a good chance.
But yeah, right now the Gamecocks looking defensively, just looking out of it right now. Just several scoring opportunities for UCF. They already put 4 on the board, and once again have another offensive zone face-off.
And so now this face-off will be won eventually by UCF. Sent alongside. They try to turn it around. Devin Ergo wins it back for the Gamecocks. Bringing it on out with 9 minutes to go here in the second. Back toward the corner, now over. It's blocked aside by Lombardi and taken here by Blake Drummond. Drummond comes out off the center. UCF plays it down. Now hustling forward, a quick slapper, and it's blocked aside. Good job defensive in front by the Gamecocks to get it away. Puck now drifts on behind. UCF with it. Bringing it on up toward the top. South Carolina will pick their pocket, however. Back towards center. Taken here and then sent on to center once again. As the Knight hits the deck hard, that was Zanicki. Bouncing off a couple of players. Who wins it? South Carolina eventually will. Coming forward with it now, Alex Cranus. Quick shot in. Sharp says no. Cranus now behind. He's got Pizzo in front. Also waiting on a teammate there. Big little UCF sandwich created there by a couple of Gamecocks. Drive him into the wall. And the Gamecocks will win the puck here. Coming forward for a second was Cranus, and eventually it was taken right away by UCF. Knights rushing out. A little crisscross passing. Now coming forward to Shane O'Donnell. And a whistle will blow, I believe. They're going to be called for offside.
Yeah, and Brett, we're kind of at that critical part in the game now where you're down 4-0 as the Gamecocks. You've got to try to at least get 1 on the board. You've still got this much time left in the second period and full third period, but, to get the momentum back on your side, maybe give your chance, just give yourself a chance. One of these goals has to come in very shortly here for the Gamecocks.
UCF will win this neutral zone face-off off towards center. Played it on down. Grayson Curry with the good stick. Wins it for South Carolina and puts it back. Bouncing off a few skates, UCF takes it. And now with it here, coming forward with it is Lalonde. All the way down into the near corner. And Carolina will clear. 7.5 to play in the period. That will be icing.
Yeah, and Brett, you also have to start wondering, when Brody Sharp could start getting in these Gamecock players' heads. We saw a great glove save there. Saw him sprawling on the ground. At some point, as a player, you start getting a little discouraged that, no matter what I do, he's still going to stop it. So it's going to be key for the Gamecocks to want to get back in the game, just to keep that out of their mind, just keep shooting the puck on net.
And as you said in the open, Sharp 500 in his record in terms of shutouts. He's played 6 games this season. 3 of them, he's kept the other team entirely off the board. So I think there's certainly that head game opportunity, knowing that this guy is very hard to beat. Gamecocks retreating their defensive zone, now coming back up towards center. Playing it on down, now stolen away. Good job there as Jacob Solomon breaks out for UCF. Tries to feed his teammate Lombardi, a crazy sprawl, and they're going to call that a goal. Couldn't tell if it crossed the crease. The crease actually got a little bit dislodged. The goal, got dislodged for a second, but it looks like it just went in top shelf and came on around. So now 5-0 the score, and UCF continues to put them home past Bobby Lombardi.
Yeah, Brett, there's really nothing Lombardi could do. UCF player, I'm not sure who scored the goal, but just shot it right to the roof of the net, and Lombardi tried. It looks like.
And it looks like the Gamecocks actually going to make a change in goal as Nick Jasinski going to come on out here. Bailey Spraggins unavailable tonight. Yep. Spraggins out of town for the weekend, so Jasinski, who was actually on the roster preseason and eventually decided he needed to focus more on school. Coach Sirwa called him up this weekend, said, come on out and help us, and it looks like Jasinski's going to have the chance to show what he's got.
And, Brett, you almost want to wonder if Jasinski does good here, does he maybe change his mind too? Just crazier things have happened, so I guess it'll be interesting to see how he does as well.
It is a very interesting situation. See how he responds in a situation like this. UCF coming forward, quick shot, and Jasinski, there you go. First save with a quick glover to the top, and that's a good way to start.
And that's always good for, goalkeeper. Your first action, not only just the game, but the whole season right there. But you're also going to be tested again really early as the Gamecocks be down a man. So UCF already up 5-0, looking very dangerous here and have a man advantage as well. So I guess Jasinski's just throwing right into the fire here and see how he handles it.
There's one kind of crazy situation coming in here on essentially just the request of the head coach for a night, or for a weekend, I should say. And And he's got to face a very good UCF Knight team. That one goes all the way down to Brody Sharp. And UCF going to try to bring it up from behind. They will off towards center. Little weave in there by Jacob Solomon. Sends it on along. Rodney Lalonde going after it on the far side. Lalonde coming up from behind here. Lays it on up. Taken here for a second by Solomon. Now sent across the post. This is Chase Lieblein. Lieblein drifts in from the point. Sends it on down. Blocked aside by Cochran. Now going after it. And in the midst of this, there is actually a penalty going on here. A power play for UCF for another minute 13. Coming up forward, Lalonde. Quick shot. Puck goes very high off the top of the glass. Almost made the netting. Instead, it comes back right in front of Jasinski. And then the Gamecocks will poke it on a side. And a little slap shot here coming from Lalonde, and it will be trapped by Jasinski.
Yeah, Brett, UCF just putting all kinds of pressure on USC's net right now. Jasinski's going to need to, this Gamecock defense is going to need to dig deep right here. I mean, obviously being down 5-0, you don't want to make it any worse. Just try to give yourself any kind of a chance.
That will be the second penalty of the night on Nick Nard-Slicko.
Still have 53 seconds remaining in this power play, so the Gamecocks should need to dig deep here and try to kill this one off. Hopefully stop the bleeding and not make it even worse.
Right now with it here for UCF is Casey Greenberg. Sends it on down right toward the crease, and everybody hits the deck. Referees will swoop on in, make sure nothing becomes of that, and that will be the case. Another 44 seconds left on the power play for UCF.
And Brett, just right now, Gamecocks doing everything they can. You know, you always wonder if, goalkeeper coming in for his first game of the season is going to be a little jittery, but he actually looks pretty composed in the net. So it'll be interesting to see how he keeps going, but he definitely looks at least solid from what I've seen in the early action he's faced so far.
Yep, gotta like what you're seeing there from Jasinski. As it was Liam McGrath who was shaken up a little bit there by UCF, but he's back up and skating now. Good to see. Down by the Knights bench. Fight for the puck ensues. Coming on across, taken for a moment. This is Knoppel. Dumps it on in, and eventually it's deflected aside on to the corner. Knoppel going after it here. Plays it on up and around. Back up to him at the point. Now drifts in, going across for a quick slap shot, Lalonde, and it goes wide. Check that Thamert with that slap shot. He's been waiting for him all night long. Finally got one, didn't go through. Gamecock defense gets it, brings it across the blue line. Passes all the way across, going after it here, and a whistle blows.
Another icing here on the Gamecocks, just trying to relieve some pressure, but every time they do, they just hit the puck all the way down the other end of the ice. And now you have these, Brad, you have these penalty killers out here already tired and then having to deal with this icing right now. It's going to be interesting to see how the Gamecocks deal with this. Like I said, the penalty killers are still out here because of the icing, so you have to hope they can hold on for just a little longer.
Face off to the left side here of Jasinski. And going off now toward the corner, coming on up top. UCF plays it on down, right into the stick of South Carolina instead, and the Gamecocks go the other way. Little nice move by Pizzo, leaves it on along for his teammate, sent on down. And going back up toward the top here. Now UCF coming from behind. Did that get in? UCF seems to think they scored. I think they did.
Well, I'm not really sure what happened there. I guess it just trickled through. But another goal for UCF now makes it 6-0 here with 4:11 remaining in the second period. So right now, all UCF, there's really nothing the Gamecocks can do about it. They're just out skating them, outplaying them. And maybe it was not the layoff for the Gamecocks we were worried about, but once UCF finally got their skates under them, they just started dominating here in the second period.
This is, I guess that was a no-angle shot. It appeared that they were pretty much even with the crease on the near side. It went across. It looked from here that it hit the far post and then ended up kind of trickling right in front of Jasinski's skate. But when he didn't go for it, it seemed like something was up, and UCF knew that it evidently hit the netting on the backside of the crease. So 6-0 here in favor of the Knights. What a turn here from the first period in which there was no score. Gamecocks trying to get a friendly bounce here. Off to the corner, now along far side. UCF will win it right back. Down behind the net here, UCF will bring it out once again with 3:18 to go in the period. Up towards center, McCachren loses it. Hickman going after it for the Gamecocks. He'll take it, battling now in the corner. On up behind, Tengi gets his pocket picked once again. Who else? It's Drew Bankston getting in there and creating some havoc. Now the Gamecocks break out. Sent up high, blocked down low. Good job by Thamert getting low and popping it along. Heads over to Solomon. Jacob Solomon bringing it forward. Right on back, this is Bankston. His shot goes wide to the left. Did not get a friendly rebound there. Gamecocks will take it at the blue line, and UCF takes it right back. A little play down on the wall, 2-on-1 opportunity. Hustling across, Patton is there, and the pass got a little bit past him, off to the corner. Back up to center they go, the Gamecocks. Jacob Tengi here, along with Alec Martonu, then hits the deck. And I believe he's going to be called offside as he slides there, and you see the whole mark of his body going across the ice.
Yeah, he tried so hard to try to remain onside. Just at the end, his momentum just carried him forward, and Gamecocks called for the offsides. And it was just another unlucky break for the Gamecocks as they continue to try to mount any sort of offensive attack here. And it seems like unlucky breaks keep going the way of the Gamecocks.
This face-off in the neutral zone is taken here by South Carolina, hustling forward at the net, and fanning on a shot there was Cranus. As now UCF will break on out. Trying to go one on everybody there was Jacob Solomon. He almost succeeded. Up toward the blue line, lost by South Carolina, taken by UCF, dumped on along to the scorer's table. And I believe they're going to be called for offside as well. No, I checked that. There's going to be a delayed penalty call here, as you saw Sharp hustling already over toward the bench, and quickly they'll touch it up. And now the Gamecocks once again going on the penalty kill as Alex Cranus is sent off to the box for the first time.
Yeah, I believe he was called for slashing there. Just hit the stick of the UCF player. You saw it stick lay on the ice. I believe that was from Cranus hitting it out of the hand. But you know, Brett, we talked about at the beginning of the show about Lalonde, Solomon, and Bingston. It seemed like every other play we've seen here, one of those guys' names popping up. Bingston scored 2, maybe 3 goals, I believe. Lalonde has been out there, got called his name a couple times on the assists, and Solomon's all over the place as well. So these 3 top stars for the UCF definitely came out here before in the way they did very well tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And you think about the team that they've obviously led this team, and Solomon being one of the captains. So far, you know, these guys have been pacing it for their team all this season, and so you think after a first period where things were a little bit unstable offensively, they were the ones in the locker room probably saying, hey guys, we got to get something going, and clearly they came out ready to go.
Yeah, definitely did, Brett. Almost reminds you of like last year's Florida team with Clifford and Catch as 2 very dangerous fast forwards that could shoot from pretty much anywhere on the ice, and that's what it's looking right now for UCF.
Yeah, something about the Sunshine State and club hockey. They have a lot of good programs down there. A quick shot coming from Lalonde, and another nice glove save by Jasinski. You got Florida, as you mentioned before, runner-ups this past year in the SECHC after losing to Georgia, did eliminate the Gamecocks in the quarterfinals of that tournament. You got UCF, obviously. You've got USF that was up there as a high-rated team. Florida Gulf Coast, one of the best year in and year out. Miami's up there. They guys got a lot of good programs down there in the South, and the sun's outside, but it's frozen inside, and they're thriving in both.
Yeah, very interesting to see all these states from the South performing that well. You wouldn't think that that would be the case, but for the moment, the Florida teams out here just balling out right here.
Gamecocks next time against a team from Florida will be at the Gators for a 2-game series over the Florida football game weekend in mid-November. If you're in the SEC, you usually tend to run your fall calendars according to football games, so I'll call it the Florida week, and that's how that goes. Coming on up to the blue line, UCF drops it on down. Sent on across to the other side. The Knights drift in, come back up top. And a quick shot in, Jasinski, rebound wide open. UCF wins it the other side. They had a wide open net, and they score.
And Brett, it all started from that pass in the middle. by UCF. It almost reminds me of Joe Pavelski, just finding those little creases and little holes, especially on the power play. And you didn't think he has any space, but just makes a play out there and able to find his teammate and gets a wide open net there.
And right on cue, that was Jacob Solomon getting on the scoreboard here with just 38 seconds to go in the second period. That will be a power play goal for UCF, and now a 7-0 advantage for the Knights.
Yeah, Brett, I saw it grow on your face. You didn't think I was going to go out without referencing the Sharks here in any game. You know, so far I got a streak and a record of almost every game throwing out the Sharks.
Fair enough. Got to represent your Sharks. Obviously, I referenced my Capitals earlier in this broadcast, so I suppose we're even. Seen some New Jersey Devils fans, some Minnesota Wild fans in the crowd tonight. Actually, there's one right down below us here, Zach Parise jersey. Now settling back along toward the Gamecocks bench here with 10 seconds to go in the period. Sent on down behind. UCF going to try to bring it out and then just hold for the end of the period, and they do. And the second period comes to a long-awaited end for South Carolina. We were scoreless after one, but UCF opens the floodgates in period number 2, and in this 7th game of the season for South Carolina, they give up 7 goals to the Knights in that period.
Yeah, Brett, UCF came out like the team that we thought they would here in the second period, and just opened the floodgates here to 7-0 lead right now. So very interesting to see what that was happening in this third period.
As the fans head back over to the other side, going to see if we can get a quick sideline report here for you before we head to break. Gamecocks definitely have a chance to reset here after a very long second period. UCF, meanwhile, trying to just go on cruise control. And it looks like we're going to have to wait on that one. So we'll get you that a little bit later in the broadcast. In the meantime, it is 7-0 UCF. We're going to take a short break. We'll be with you with the 107.5 The Game second intermission report and tell you what just happened here and how the Gamecocks might have a chance to come back in this one. UCF rocking and rolling right now. They lead South Carolina 7-0, and we are through 2 here from Irmo. Back in a moment on the Capital City Sports Network.
That's a car.
Yes!
so fresh and clean. Smells like trouble to me.
Let your clarity define you in the end. We will only just remember how it feels. Our lives are made in these small hours, these little wonders, these twists and turns of fate. Time falls away, but these small hours, these small hours still remain.
Welcome back to the Plex, everybody. We'll be back with the intermission report right after this, but just want to give a special shout out to one of the sponsors of the 2016-2017 Gamecock hockey team, and that is Sparkling Ice. First created in the Pacific Northwest in the early 1990s, Sparkling Ice makes a portfolio of refreshingly bold sparkling waters, teas, and lemonades, bursting with real fruit flavor and just the right amount of fizz. Sparkling Ice delivers 19 irresistible fruit combinations, all without the calories. It's currently recognized as one of the fastest growing beverage brands in the country, available in a variety of flavors: black raspberry, orange mango, peak grapefruit, kiwi strawberry, coconut pineapple. The list goes on and on. Some great products from Sparkling Ice. So as a Zamboni makes sure the ice out here is nice and sparkling, you can go visit your store to pick up Sparkling Ice. Again, thank you for your sponsorship of the South Carolina Gamecocks. So we'll be right back with the intermission report. And first, a message from another sponsor, and that is the home venue for the Gamecocks. Plex Indoor Sports here in Irmo also has Highwire Trampoline Park right around the corner. You got the rink on the right side when you come in the door. You got the trampoline park on the left side. And here's a shout out to them. We'll be back right after this. Highwire Ice is a state-of-the-art extreme trampoline park featuring a 20,000 square foot continuous jumping field and Olympic-sized foam pits with over 90,000 cubes of foam. Your heart will be pumping as you try to slay Mac the Dragon, one of the largest ninja obstacle courses in the U.S. The Dragon features a Cirque du Soleil trapeze bar, multiple silks, a rock wall, vertical climbs, slack lines, swinging bridges, and leap of faith monkey bars. It's an incredible agility course. The park also has a dodgeball arena, dunkable basketball hoops above trampolines, and a designated kiddie jump area with foam pits. Plus, there's a designated birthday party area, as well as a mezzanine for parents to watch their children jump down below. And don't forget, Highwire will be the place to be for Flight Night, Friday and Saturday nights from 6 to 10 p.m., featuring state-of-the-art boom sound, black lights, and lasers that will beat to the music. It's $20 per person for unlimited jumping and ice skating starting at 6. All located at Plex Indoor Sports in Irmo, the home of Gamecock hockey. Highwire. Fly high.
Dog kick time!
Welcome back to Plex Ice, everybody. Brett Williams and Robert McCachren here with you with your 107.5 The Game's second intermission report. South Carolina had a scoreless first period against UCF, and then the Knights took over there in the second. It is 7-0 UCF after 2 periods of play. Robert, obviously, the Gamecocks had a goalie change there in the second period. Things just started rolling off very quickly as UCF rolled off a number of goals in a row. If you're Coach Sirwa right now, what are you telling the guys there in the locker room to try to revamp and get ready for the third period?
I think you're just saying just go out there and hold your heads up high. I mean, 7-0 UCF is obviously just rolling away with this game. You put your backup goaltender, an emergency goaltender, because he was on the roster only for training camp, and they had played his very first game. So at this point, I feel like he's just telling them, go out there, do the best you can, try to get a couple goals on the board. Let's move on to the next game.
And you wonder, too, Bobby Lombardi was very solid there in the first period. You wonder if it was just a couple of unlucky breaks eventually started getting to him. Again, a freshman goaltender, so in a game like this, probably not indicative of him throughout the season. Again, thus far, he has been very solid for the Gamecocks, but Nick Jasinski also looking very good there in that backup role here tonight. UCF, meanwhile, offensively really starting to roll those big names. Drew Bengtson with several goals. You had Jacob Solomon. You had Rodney Lalonde all really showing up. And Brody Sharp there's back in goal. He's still pitching a shutout.
Yeah, he's still playing really well, but I don't think you can take all the fault for the Gamecocks losing right now with Lombardi. There were just several plays, Hatton fell down and tripped, one-on-one with the goaltender, some unlucky bounces and plays. But as UCF played the game that we thought they were going to play at the very beginning, and they finally just showed up now, and I didn't think they were going to open the floodgates up that fast, but it's 7-0. Here we are.
So things happen sometimes. UCF up 7-0. We're going to take a very short break, and when we get back, we'll have the third period for you next here on the Capital City Sports Network.
This is Coffee on the Horseshoe.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Gamecocks at the Movies.
Hi, this is Gossip on Talk the Town.
Round 4, Hammered with Questions, Christmas edition.
Hey guys! Welcome to the first segment of Pretty Cocky.
And this is USC Update.
And in honor of Hotline Bling, I wore a turtleneck.
This is my first sip of alcohol.
Who is your favorite person besides SpongeBob? Who's your favorite person in the world?
I think it would be ASAP Ferg.
Whoa!
And this country was founded on Mary Jane. Our founder, George Washington Carver.
Be a little gay. Life's better when you're a little gay.
No.
Alright.
Oh, thank you so much. It's cold tonight. It's finally getting cold. I appreciate that. It's barely Christmas. It's December 3rd. We're 22 days away from Christmas.
I feel violated.
And you know what Donald Trump won't let me do? Do you know what life he won't let me live?
The vape life.
What the? No! Oh my God.
He got on those. Granddaddy, can I please go bowling shoes? So I turned to my chair, around, I looked at my leg, farted, like loud. The entire class heard it. Just stand there, hold your ground, no, own that part.
Third period now just underway here. UCF in South Carolina here at the Plex here in Irmo. Brett Williams, Robert McCachren here with you. 7-0 Knights over the Gamecocks as we get back going with 20 more minutes to play here tonight. Bouncing around in center. Eventually taken here by South Carolina and dumped down. Going after it here are the Gamecocks and the Knights both. You can see that sparkling ice right there. It's very well carved out. Kind of a different glare on it now, so the Zamboni a successful job there during the second intermission. And right there, it will be grabbed once again by Brody Sharp. Another good save coming right back into the third period.
Now, Brett, you just had to bring up the sparkling ice again, didn't you?
I mean, sponsors are sponsors. What are you going to do?
Yeah, but right now for the Gamecocks, you just want to, like I said, just want to keep your heads up high. Put a couple goals. You definitely don't want to get shut out, especially like this, 7-0 on your home ice. So see how it goes from here.
UCF with a quick breakout the other way. They don't have numbers, going 2-on-3 here. It eventually becomes a 3-on-3 as Christopher Zalek comes up and wins it from behind, then sends it on down behind the net. Jasinski is still in there in goal for the Gamecocks. Most likely would be in the rest of the night, we would presume. And taken here is Chase Lieblein. Lieblein comes in, quick slapper, and it is snagged once again by Jasinski.
Yeah, Jasinski, even though he's allowed a couple of goals, he's actually looked pretty well for his first game. I like his movement he's got going on. It looks pretty solid and comfortable with his glove hand as well. So it'll be interesting to see, if this is going to be his last week. I guess with Spraggins coming back, there's nothing we can do, but you'd like to have this in your back pocket in case something does go wrong like this and happen again.
A special shout out to Steve Jasinski, Nick's dad, who is listening with us tonight. Appreciate you being on the broadcast, and Nick got in the game, so there you go. And now Nick Pizzo coming forward, crossing the blue line. Pizzo, the quick shot there, deflected off the skate of Lieblein. Really nice job by the defenseman there for the Knights, getting it out of the way.
Yeah, Brett, not only is he in the game, he's actually performing really well, so I'm sure his dad's proud of that as well, as not only being here, but playing great right now. And for the Gamecocks, they seem to come out, a little bit more rejuvenated, getting a couple more attacking opportunities, so let's see if they can try to cash in on this and get a goal or two.
Austin Patton with it here, sends it on along across the blue line. UCF crosses, goes on back and forth. It is taken by Patton and then sent on across. Coming back up toward the center and won by Nick Pizzo. Gamecocks have numbers if they can get out there quickly. They do not. And Ergo with it, sends it on along. It's taken over here by Aaron Beaver and sent along back toward the point. Nick Nard-Slicko with it there. Nard-Slicko battling here for a second. Knoppel getting involved. Check that Solomon. Now down around the far side, Ergo with it. Passes it along to Catrone, who floats it on along up toward the crease, and Sharp knocks it out. I got a few of the fans have headed home. Never something you want to see for a home team, but UCF does exactly what you want to do on a road team, is start sending fans toward the exit. Still a lot of people in the bleachers, but just the on the glass crowd has dwindled a bit.
Yeah, well, I think Brett being down 7-0 sometimes that could do to you, but definitely just not as much emotion as there was after that first period when it was 0-0.
Jacob Tengy hustling forward across the blue line, gives it along for Alec Martone. Quick opportunity here. Martone with a backhand. No, it goes a little bit wide. That was a promising opportunity there. Kyle Ware makes one man miss, makes a second man miss. Quick slap shot, rebound opportunity. Martone, and eventually lost it. But the Gamecocks keeping it in. Tengy, here's Ware at the point. Ware spins around, shot almost took Tengy out, and instead it goes back. And Martone sent it along back to Tengy. Tengy hustles back up to the point, and UCF wins it at the blue line. Coming forward, here's a 2-on-1. Coming forward here, Placid on across. This is Hyman, quick shot, he scores. Ben Hyman, top shelf, opposite side. It's 8-0 Knights.
Yeah, and Brett, just as you thought, the Gamecocks trying to get some momentum and get some shots on net for their own team. UCF comes right back. You see how quick they are on the counter there, a quick 2-on-1, and really nothing Kyle Ware could do, and the UCF goal scorer had plenty of time there to just snipe it, put it wherever he wanted to in the net.
Time of that goal coming at 3:08 here in the third period, and UCF really has taken this game under control. Gamecock still trying to fight back here. That was a good offensive opportunity they had on the last series, and UCF now going one-on-one here, coming on back. This is Remy Cerruti coming on from behind. UCF trying to get the rebound up toward the blue line, and instead it goes towards center, and the Knights have to back out. Hustling forward here, and eventually a whistle blows. Looks like a hold will be called here, and the penalty box will open on the UCF side, so the Gamecock's going to get a power play out of this.
And Brett, maybe hopefully a little bit of break for this Gamecock defense. So we have a chance now to try to put one in the back of their own net here. So hopefully they can definitely try to slow down this UCF offense here with a man advantage. But at the moment, it's all UCF here, 8-0. It's only 16:26 to go left in the period.
Face off to the left side of Sharp. It's won for a moment by UCF, but the Gamecocks will keep it in. Sean Davis getting it. Davis has Ware at the point, feeds Kyle Ware. And good job by an up defender, knocks it out of the way. Right back to Ware, though. Quick slapper. And it goes off the right side of Sharp. Now right back to Ware again. Ware winds and deals, and it goes wide. Kyle Ware really wants one. We haven't really heard from him a ton tonight. Hasn't established himself as much. That's exactly what the Gamecocks need. Right back to Ware again. He winds, he shoots again. Sharp deflects it, rebound opportunity. Sean Davis just goes wide. Kyle Ware really wanted a lot of that and just couldn't quite convert.
Yeah, and Brett, what's crazy here is this, when you're on the power play, your defenseman is your most dangerous weapon there. As we see, the UCF about to be down 2 men, so huge opportunity here for the Gamecocks. So going back to Kyle Ware, just his slap shot, not only is it hard, but it's also so quick. So if you're not there within a split second and try to block it or get in front, it's most likely going to either go on net or get through just because of how quick he shoots it as well.
Absolutely, and a 120 here now on a 5-on-3 for South Carolina. So this would be the time to try to break Brody Sharp. UCF wins this face-off, goes all the way down to the Gamecocks' defensive zone. It's exactly what the Knights needed to do to try to kill that one off. Starting like that. Gamecocks quickly moving around here. Sean Davis kicking in the extra burner. And now goes on behind the net, tries to look for a man in front. Finds Tengi, who goes across. It's blocked. Right back to Tengi now. Drifts on down, picked up by Martone behind. Martone across to Kyle Ware, hesitates, shoots. Sharp blocks it away right side again. That one had some opportunity. There was a lot of net open behind. Sharp had kind of gotten his body tightened up there, but Ware just missed. And again, the Gamecocks offense hadn't been able to get it done tonight. Ian Schneider, another one again, we talked about missing him tonight, and that has hurt the three-headed monster line of Martone, Tengi, and Schneider. Has only got 2 parts of that. Sean Davis coming in. Davis is filled in pretty nicely in that line tonight. Comes it across. Kyle Ware again. Ware shoots again, and Sharp blocks him again. Yeah, Kyle Ware going to shoot all night, it appears.
Yeah, you can tell Ware really wants one here in this power play. He's just sitting around, just trying to find open spaces, and I feel like eventually he's going to get one.
There's another shot, and Sharp says no. Once again, that left glove is ruthless.
Yeah, Brett, I was about to say that during this 3-man advantage or 2-man advantage here for the Gamecocks, that we're definitely, I feel like, going to see Sharp's quality here, and we're definitely seeing it on full display tonight, just making a array of saves, and not only that, but on a wide open shot from Kyle Ware, which is very dangerous, how fast, and the puck actually moves a little bit too, so great save there by Sharp.
The Gamecocks continue to try to solve the puzzle that is Brody Sharp in net. They'll have 5 more seconds of a 5-on-3. If they win this faceoff, they could get it back to Kyle Ware for a quick one-timer. Let's see if they do. They do win the faceoff. They do get it up to Ware. We're going to drift off to the left, feeds it across. 1 man out of the box here. Quick feed in from Davis. Tried to get it through to Grayson Curry. He could not, and UCF will clear. So 1 penalty killed. 30 seconds left of a power play for South Carolina as Jasinski hands it on off to his teammate Kyle Ware. Ware going to bring it up. I guarantee you he's not leaving the ice at least until this power play is over. Rather, good feed ahead, James Hatton, and better stop there by UCF, getting it off to the side. Back up to the point, Kyle Ware winds and fires, and it goes wide and up into the net with 12 seconds left in the power play.
Yeah, Brett, really deflating for the Gamecocks being up 2-man, and now also here on the 1-man advantage, just nothing going, and Sharp and the rest of this UCF defense getting, your stick on the ice, making blocks, bodies on the ground. So really, it's just all you can do is not only do you have to get through these 4 players, or 3 players. Once you get there, then you have the Stonewall Brody Sharp out there just stopping everything.
Gamecocks will win this face-off. Quick shot is held once again by Sharp right in the breadbasket.
And, they say that, old adage is just get pucks on net and good things will happen, but the way Sharp's playing right now, it doesn't really matter what you do. He's going to stop it all.
Yeah, can't fault the Gamecocks for trying. They have put a lot of pucks on net, particularly in this third period. And Sharp is not having it. The UCF, again, 7-1-1 this year. Sharp trying to complete his 4th shutout in 7 games, which is pretty much unheard of. And one would imagine if he continues this kind of play, the Knights, who again have national championship pedigree in their program, traditionally very highly seeded in the ACHA South Regional Tournament as well. You'd think they are automatically one of the favorites at this point to try to get to Columbus, Ohio, Nationwide Arena, the host of the national tournament this year. If the Gamecocks get there, we will try to be there. That would be pretty amazing if we could be there. But certainly we will be live at the SECHC tournament in Nashville for you come February. And if the Gamecocks make regionals, we will do our best to get down there as well. That's in Wesley Chapel, Florida this year. So stick along for the ride, folks. It's going to be a great one here for us at CCSN. Gamecocks looked like for a second they lost the puck. Duncan Hickman wasn't sure where it was, and he found it at his feet, sent it along down for Pizzo. Pizzo's got Aaron Beaver if he could get there, but instead it will be Chase Lieblein who outskates him, gets to the puck, now sends it along the side. UCF at the blue line here, coming forward with it now. Passing it on along, it's picked up there by McGrath. Now One Knight lost his stick, and picking it back up now is Cerruti. Aaron Beaver pursues on down to Lieblein. Lieblein around the corner. Grayson Curry tried to get it at center. He could not. Dave Cochran going down after it. On along now. Curry brings it forward. Down off the boards. Going after it here is Beaver. Taken back by Curry. Curry makes one man miss. A second man miss. Then gives it along for Aaron Beaver. Now a glove is lost by Cerruti, and he's just going to give up and go ahead off to the bench and get some equipment changed out. UCF behind the net here. Sending it on up. And now with it here would be Joseph Zanicki. Zanicki drifts in. That is Don Bartnikowski, who had it for a second for South Carolina. Now he has it again in the far corner. Up to the center, quick shot. Oh, it was fanned on Alec Pollum, and I guarantee you if he got a full stick on that puck, that would have been coming at triple digits.
Yeah, it was a very dangerous shot there, but number 9, Joseph Zanicki, may not really heard his name that much, but you can see just the raw speed of him as he's going to the penalty box. We're over here talking good about him, but as you just see the raw speed and quickness of this UCF team, how they can quickly turn defense into offense almost instantly. We've seen that tonight, obviously them scoring 8 goals with just, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, a nice 2-on-1 converted. Just overall team speed is incredible, Brett.
And it very much is. You can tell that offensively, a lot of weapons, a lot of guys just flying up and down the ice and creating their own opportunities. Is exactly what you need to do. UCF, this is their 6th time on the penalty kill. They are 5 for 5, including killing that minute and 22nd 5-on-3 just a bit ago. Kyle Ware once again from the point. Sharp turns it aside again, fighting in front of the net. The puck is loose. They continue to poke check at it. Martone has a chance. Martone trying to wrap, can't get there. Goes on back up to the top, Sean Davis, as the fans implore the Gamecocks to score. Coming across, Jacob Tengy loses it for a moment. It goes to the corner. UCF will try to get out. Kyle Ware says, I don't think so. Comes back in with a quick shot, trying to get the rebound to Martone. Martone lost it and then gets back after it once again. Down along the UCF boards, they will clear. The Gamecocks will have to retreat as Ware goes back into his defensive zone. 10.5 to go here in the period and in regulation. And now fighting it forward along the blue line. A couple of players. The Gamecocks will have to retreat, but they will maintain possession. Sean Davis, as we are halfway through this power play here. Davis lit up. Huge hit leveled there by a Knight right by the blue line. It looked like he came up a little bit limping after that. That was Lieblein who laid down the law, and Lieblein skates off. A little bit of a limp there. Davis back up and going. He's at the point. He wants the puck. And he got the puck and lost it. It went all the way back down to Jasinski. 34 seconds to go here in the man advantage for South Carolina.
Yeah, and Brett, those just almost blindside hits you just don't see coming. You're so focused on getting the puck down the ice that you don't see the man coming right at you full speed, and he definitely put the full brunt of force on that one.
Aaron Beaver, quick shot to the gut of Sharp, and once again the Knight goaltender holds.
Yeah, Brett, the Gamecocks are actually playing pretty well here on these power plays, getting several pucks on net, but Sharp is just denying them on every single opportunity they have, and there's really nothing the Gamecocks can do right now except just keep firing on net and hoping they can go through. Gamecocks will win the faceoff when it's cleared. I believe it's going to be maybe one more chance for a quick rush for the Gamecocks before it's back to full strength.
It's in the stick of Dave Cochran right now. And Cochran going to come on out, play it along the side. Taken for a minute by Nardslicko, now dropped on down. Nardslicko for a minute had it, and then it pops on back. Cochran with it here. Dave Cochran all the way across, plays up top, and that will do it for the power play. UCF now 6 for 6, killing it off, thanks in large part to Brody Sharp and his defense in front of him.
I was about to say, definitely UCF needs to be doing a huge thank you to Brody Sharp. There's several huge shots from Kyle Ware on those power play opportunities, and he shut all of them down.
Cranus coming forward here, trying to get after it for the Gamecocks. The puck goes all the way back the other way and goes into the net. And now we're going to take a look at the road ahead for the Gamecocks. It's your Liberty Tap Room What's on Tap. So the Gamecocks will continue tomorrow this series against UCF. The game will be at 4 o'clock. We will unfortunately not be able to cover that game. So we wish the Gamecocks well in that one. Again, that's at 4:15 tomorrow. And then next week, a series against the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. Always a good match with the other guys from Conway, South Carolina. Those games will be 9:15 on Friday night, and again 9:30 a.m. Sunday morning. We had a lot of Sunday morning games last year, not very many on the schedule at all this year, but we do have that next week, and we will have both of those games for you on CCSN. So stay with us here. That's your Liberty Tap Room What's on Tap. Liberty Tap Room, proud sponsor of South Carolina Gamecock hockey, with 2 locations, one in the Vista in downtown Columbia and one on Lake Murray. A great place to grab a bite to eat before a Friday night game or after a Sunday game for some nice brunch and a beautiful view. That's Liberty Tap Room. 8-0 here, UCF with 8:18 to go in the regulation as the Gamecocks continue to try to get one past Brody Sharp, who you know at this point is already thinking he wants that over 500 shutout average.
Yeah, definitely so, and no matter what the Gamecocks can do, he's shutting everything down, and not for lack of trying from the Gamecocks. They've got several really good opportunities there, but Brody Sharp and this defense has been up for the challenge.
Coming on through here, UCF trying to feed to the center there, waiting and cherry picking was Casey Greenberg. Now UCF back up toward the blue line, coming on down, and it's played on aside by Jasinski, and a whistle blows as a couple of players shaken up here. It'll be Cerruti once again here for UCF. Now going to skate off, trying to shake out that left leg there. We'll wish him and Lieblein well.
And Brett, right here is Gamecocks. Just I feel like at this point, you already know you're probably going to lose this game, but you just need to keep out there, keep trying. You've got some really good opportunities on Sharp. It's not for like we said, the lack of Gamecocks trying. Just go out there and try to put a couple goals on the board before this game ends.
Well, I think this is definitely a chance to assess, for head coach Alan Sirois and his staff to assess what kind of character the Gamecocks have. Earlier in this season, in the home opener against East Carolina, the other game we covered, we saw the Pirates go up 2-0 within about the first 4 minutes of that game, and you think with the Gamecocks, a very young team, how are they going to respond? Well, they responded tremendously as Bobby Lombardi really locked it down from there. The Gamecocks scored 6 of the next 7 goals and won that game 6-3. So in a situation like this, when you're facing a seemingly unbeatable goaltender, can you beat him? Just get that one on the board and give you a little bit of edge going in, because again, these two teams are going to face off tomorrow afternoon, same place, so they got to be ready to go.
Yeah, not only that, but if you can just get it past his goaltender, the way Sharp's been playing, you feel like you can probably get it past anybody. Just because Sharp's been playing unbelievably well. I mean, 3 shutouts, looking like he might be getting his 4th. So it's also a huge confidence boost. If you can get past him, then some of these other goalkeepers in the SEC, you can get it past them as well.
Play it off to center, sent on down. And now going back into the near corner here, hustling after it is Ware, trying to prevent him from breaking out was Jacob Solomon, working the stick on the ice there. Gamecocks with a nice through pass, Alec Martone. Martone runs into trouble as he runs not only into a knight but also into a referee. And a puck taken away here by UCF and brought around from behind. Played it on up, Kevin Catrone with it here. Catrone in the far corner. Gets jammed on a side there by Alec Pollum. Now comes back on or around. Another stick goes loose on the ice and hitting the deck hard for South Carolina, then getting the puck right back. A quick feed from Beaver. Check that Catrone. Catrone lost his stick, then got the puck right as he got his stick back and almost had an opportunity for a nice assist. Martone here with it. Lays it along the boards, dodges a big check. Now the puck battle ensues in the corner. Coming on up top. It's blocked by the stick of Pizzo. Now Nick Nard-Slicko has it, 6:18 to go. And bounces off the stick, the skate of Shane O'Donnell, and then the glass. UCF hustling forward. Trying to get it through, hesitation, quick shot is loose in front. Jasinski will corral his own rebound and hold.
Yeah, once again, you saw UCF just break out so fast. Luckily for the Gamecocks, they were able to get back quick enough, but another good save by Jasinski, so good job. He's looking pretty well. I mean, even though he's given up a couple of goals, some of those were bad goals, like there's nothing really he could do about it either, so he's looking pretty solid net. But what I like about the Gamecocks right now is you're down 8-0, but they're still out there playing hard. You could just fold and just give up. But this is what you talk about the coaches assessing things. You just want to see those guys are out there still giving it their all, even though they're down by this much.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing that. Like I said, I think it's a little bit of gamesmanship at this point. They really want to get a goal on the board. As Bart Nikowski hustles forward, he's got one man to his right. That's Kranis. Said shoots it, goes off a Sharp, now across the way. Taken for a second and kept in by Dave McCachren very nicely, but UCF will win it back. Tried to make the connection at center ice, they cannot. And now off into the corner they go with 5.5 to play. Cochran over in the far boards. Coming on out here. Looked for his teammate. They're going to call a trip here.
So they're going to call a slashing, but still a penalty for the Gamecocks and down a man again.
That was a little bit questionable in my opinion. It looked, at least from this angle, that he went down on his own power. Had a few Gamecock sticks around him, so maybe we missed something on the far side, but did not see that. In any case, the Gamecocks will have to kill off this penalty.
Yeah, Brady did seem to go down a little easy, but I mean, if you hear a little bit of noise and fall over, the refs, most likely going to go with the attacking players. So UCF able to get the benefit of the doubt, and once again, their ever so dangerous power play coming up.
Well, the Gamecocks trying to break out and go the other way with it. Hickman lost it. Hickman had a great chance with Sean Davis going 2-on-1, and he ended up losing possession of the puck. And UCF bouncing it around the boards, bringing it on out. Looking up top, now they have it up top. That's Knoppel, sends it on across. Solomon now back down, taken here by Greenberg. Casey Greenberg back up top, and it will be knocked aside by Sean Davis, who's really doing a little bit of everything tonight for South Carolina.
Yeah, and Brett, we talked about the first period intermission, how UCF, their power play did not look very dangerous, but if you look at this power play right now, it looks, like they're supposed to be in mid-season form. They're just moving the defense around, almost toying with the Gamecocks.
How about this? Davis wins it there, feeds it on for Ergo. Ergo and Davis trying to go. Ergo trying to take on the whole night defense. He still has the puck, and then eventually loses it. Christian Thamert will take it away. How about these young guns that just keep fighting?
Yeah, well, once again, commentators curse. I say they're doing great, and then something bad almost happens again, but definitely credit UCF out here, just looking very good at the moment.
Knights, at this point, you got to imagine, also trying to play for their goaltender who has played so well for them, trying to keep him another scoreless outing, or allow him to keep that scoreless outing, I should say.
Yeah, Brett, you see it so many times in so many leagues. That guy has maybe 2 goals, and you're willing to, give up a shot for you to, maybe give your teammate a hat trick. So I believe that's what this UCF team is trying to do for their goalie as well, just trying to preserve that shutout for him.
Chase Lieblein feeds it in. Taken aside, the Gamecocks will clear it out. And they'll change lines here.
Yeah, and Brett, what's making this UCF power play so dangerous is they're finding those little pockets of space that, almost like, reading his own defense, just out there finding those little pockets of space and getting solid chances on net.
Quick feed down. UCF even with the crease line. Quick shot up. And instead it goes wide. Gamecocks will sprawl away. Here comes Alec Martone. Martone lays it on down. Martone has a chance here. He's got Tengi in front. Alec Martone hustling up, crosses to Tengi. Tengi will deflect it off to the left side of the net. My goodness, that was close.
A great opportunity on the Gamecock State. Like
Kostrevsky, Tengi here. He scores. Jacob Tengi breaks Brody Sharp at long last with the top shelf across the net goal. The long-awaited one for South Carolina. They get one in just shy of 3 minutes to go in the game. Tengi will not be denied this time.
Yeah, Brett, you know, Gamecocks have had so many opportunities throughout this whole game. They're finally able to get one in. With great credit to this Gamecock defense for not giving up, but you can tell how much that shutout meant to the team is number 19, Jacob Solomon, you know, just kind of got upset with himself. Seemed like just obviously you could tell this team was trying to rally around Sharp, but great job by the Gamecocks. Credit them for keep going, getting a goal late in the game.
So the South Carolina Gamecocks pop it in at time 17:04 in the third. Jacob Tengi does it, and it is 8-1 the score. So a little bit of something for the Gamecocks to take in some momentum going into tomorrow. And you got to think if you're South Carolina right now, try to pop another one in. They're hustling forward here. A little 4-on-4 action. Ergo with it. And even more importantly than trying to pop another one in, you're just trying to keep UCF off the board here because you don't want to give them that momentum back at the end of the night.
Yeah, the end of this game can carry huge implications going into tomorrow. So if you're the Gamecocks, you want to try to keep all that momentum and give you some confidence heading into tomorrow, hopefully giving you a chance to win the game.
Going on across here, this is Grayson Curry. Coming on down to the blue line, spun around, dodged a check. My goodness, UCF went for a spin there and went down. That was Drew Charles there.
Yeah, Charles got the full spin cycle there. Now he just needs to go to the dryer and he'll be good.
Well, the fans certainly like that. That was a good comment on your part, I will say.
Every once in a while, I'll pop a good one in there.
The commentator's curse may be a thing, but also the commentator's wit. And now Nick Pizzo coming on out. Sent on down toward the corner, 90 seconds left in regulation. Gamecocks waiting on in front. Coming on down here, UCF with a breakaway here. Joseph Zanicki, quick backhand shot, it went well wide. Duncan Hickman goes after it. Hickman off to the center. Now Alec Martone tried to bounce it around the UCF defender to himself.
Yeah, but Brett, we talked about Zanicki before, just seeing that raw speed that he had, and he just blew past the entire Gamecock defense. Credit for Gamecocks for trying to get back and hustle and not making that shot as easy it was, but UCF quickly turning that defense into offense, and Gamecocks have had their hands full ever since the beginning of the second period and trying to slow down this UCF offense. And face-off won by UCF now. Once again, let's try to get another rush or attack.
Now going along down, it's taken from behind UCF. Now South Carolina in the far boards. They'll try to bring it on up with 55 seconds to go. Carolina going down after this. We'd like to remind everybody again, we will not be able to cover the game tomorrow. All of our station resources will be at Benson Theater on campus for Carolina Tonight, SGTV's own sketch comedy show. And it will be the second episode of that season. So tune in at 8 o'clock on the same YouTube channel that you're here if you're watching this broadcast, SGTV at USC, for that broadcast. And again, we'll be back with you next Friday night here from the Plex. Carolina Tonight with host Caleb Franklin and musical guest Finn Owen. Tune in there. 20 seconds left here in the game, 8-1 UCF. And the Gamecocks will have one more final surge, as will UCF here in the neutral zone on that side.
And face-off won by UCF, but Gamecocks able to try to retake it in their zone.
Now Sharp will block it up. Jacob Tengi wanted another one. UCF wants to break out. 9 seconds to go. Here come the Knights. Drift on between. Little pass from one guy to the next. Quick shot. They score. And UCF got exactly what they wanted. Almost took out a ref in the process. Getting the momentum back late. A little fast break. And that's a nail in the coffin for sure for South Carolina, as that goal coming on the fast break.
Joseph Zanicki, we talked about him before. Just his raw speed and pace on skates out there. And he was able to just pop it right through up with the 5-hole there, and Gamecocks, you wanted to hold that momentum, try to keep it going into tomorrow, but UCF able to easily regain it back and now have all the momentum heading into tomorrow.
UCF certainly accomplished what it wanted to, and got to give credit to both of these teams for playing until the final whistle. That was a solid effort in a game that was kind of getting out of hand there in the second period. UCF really kept their foot on the gas, wanted to make sure they were sound fundamentally across and had the momentum back there late, whereas South Carolina had a little bit of trouble there in the second and eventually got it together and played in the third, got one goal, and eventually finally broke Brody Sharp. But UCF with a big win here tonight at the Plex. 9-1 is the final.
Yeah, Brett, here we go. Just have the handshake again. Even though they're going to play tomorrow, just respect from both teams here. But heading into tomorrow's game, South Carolina definitely need a rebound here. Take nothing away from this Gamecock team. They put several shots on goal, but a great effort, full display here by Brody Sharp. Tried to get that shutout there at the last minute. Gamecocks able to score, but heading into tomorrow, you just got to hope positives you have to take away from this is they had the chances. There were several opportunities. Ware had several opportunities there near the end, but even in the second period, out there had several opportunities. Just Brody Sharp was just much better than what the Gamecocks were doing.
Now the guys are heading off to the locker room here, and I think we're going to go ahead and just take it to a break here. We'll come back and wrap this one up for you right after this. 9-1 UCF, the final here on the Capital City Sports Network. Stay with us. Welcome back to the post-game show here at Plex Ice. Brett Williams and Robert McCachren here with you. UCF winners over South Carolina tonight by a final score of 9-1. We had a scoreless first period. Neither team's offense really got going whatsoever. And then all of a sudden in the second period, UCF just started finding the net. They scored 4 goals in the first 10 minutes. They had 7 goals overall in that period. The Gamecocks finally broke through with 1 late in the third. But overall, really tonight, UCF, after that first intermission, they showed up and they ended up outplaying the Gamecocks significantly.
Yeah, we talked about the 3 stars for their team, and all 3 of those guys just showed up, and then Brody Sharp just came out there and shut down the Gamecocks for most of the game. I mean, that 1 goal that he let through, but so many times and don't fault the Gamecocks. They had several opportunities. Just Sharp was just better. He's made several great saves, a couple of desperation saves. But at the end of the day, if the puck doesn't go in the net, then it still doesn't count as a goal. But UCF showed up, and the Gamecocks have the work cut out for them tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to turn around and face UCF tomorrow at 4. Sharp, another one of these really good goalies we've seen over the last couple of years, kind of like a Ryan Kellenberger at Vanderbilt, one of those that's just very tough to beat, had that glove working, but Sharp was overall just protecting the net. The Gamecocks did get a lot of shots on him, and sometimes that's just how it goes. UCF, again, a very good team, and we're seeing that tonight as they improve to 8-1-1 on the season. The Gamecocks now fall to 3-4, so coming back out of here tomorrow, the Gamecocks were able to get that goal that they really wanted to show they could beat Sharp, but then give it away again with that last goal that UCF desperately wanted. They got it with 4 seconds left. So how are the Gamecocks going to try to respond after tonight? Maybe a little bit even beat up coming back after that long layoff. What are they going to do here tomorrow to try to get back in this?
Well, like you said, that during the broadcast there, it was just a nail in the coffin there. They had the momentum going. They were out there playing really hard, fighting. They got that goal, and you thought, maybe tomorrow they can, turn it around. But then UCF came right back with just sheer speed and pace they have out there. The Gamecocks, you just got to realize that, you had your opportunities. We keep saying that. So if you can just get a couple to go through, then, Brody Sharp maybe not have the same type of night he had tonight. So for the Gamecocks, there's still hope. He still played. Ware, finally, those power plays, got some great shots and everything. So they need to just work harder and just believe, we can do this. We just got to create the chance and actually put it at home this time.
They do have the personnel. Maybe Ian Schneider will be back tomorrow. Kyle Ware, obviously, like you said, was trying to get things going there at the end, so we'll see if he can get further established tomorrow. They are going to be missing a couple of guys due to some conflicts, but we'll see what happens there. As we take a look one more time at what's on tap for South Carolina, again, tomorrow at 4 o'clock, they will face UCF once again here at the Plex. And again, we will not be there, so please tune in to Carolina Tonight tomorrow night for that. But we will be back with you next week, both Friday night at 9:15 once again, and then Sunday morning at 9:30 as the Gamecocks battle Coastal Carolina. That is what's on tap for the Gamecocks. In the meantime, we appreciate you tuning in tonight, and we appreciate everybody on our staff that did a great job in helping get this broadcast off the air, as they always do. Our executive producer, John Dowdy, our sideline reporter, Danny Kelly, our cameramen, Seth Lanford and Andrew Wolf, and our special assistants tonight, Jordan Ferguson and Bree Alvarado. We appreciate all of what y'all did to help us out this evening. So for Robert McCachren, I'm Brett Williams. Once again, your final score, UCF 9 and South Carolina 1. So long from the Plex, Carolina, forever to thee.